that it's getting warm in New York City because our groundhog, which is the Summer Jam lineup, has been announced.
Oh, I thought it was Stop and Frisk.
No.
Wow.
No, Summer Jam lineup has been announced.
Mhm.
I don't know how I feel about this one, but I'm enjoying the announcement only because we do know it's officially summer's on the way.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it is celebrating 50 years of hip hop, which is a great thing and an amazing thing in itself. So
Yes, sir.
I was excited about that. The lineup, though,
Well,
let's talk about it.
let's start with some love. Hot 97 gets a lot of shit for not supporting New York artists.
They do.
Outside of one Glorilla, that's it, right? Everyone else is a New York artist. Coi Leray's from Jersey.
Yeah.
So it's an all New York City lineup.
Mhm.
Cool.
Celebrating 50 years of hip hop. I'm sure the Locks are going to bring out a bunch of New York City legends.
I hope
So Hot 97 needs to tell the rest of y'all to shut the fuck up. Do they not support New York artists?
This is definitely a New York heavy lineup. New York is represented very well with this lineup, that is for sure. But there are some other things to talk about. The main thing that stuck out is the fact that it is now moving from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, which was a capacity of 82,000 people, to the UBS Arena in Long Island, which is 19,000 people.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So what does that say about the Summer Jam event,
60,000 less seats.
the lineup, the drawing power maybe?
I think it just speaks to whatever the budget that Emmis probably gave them.
Yeah.
Which I know for a long time, Summer Jam was a big moneymaker for them, and they would put the bread up and get it back. But yeah, I think it's just they didn't get the budget they deserved for Summer Jam. It's just not what it was
But
at
why?
one time. Probably because their income in general, like when they go to accounting meetings, that they just don't have the money to put up to do, say, a MetLife. Because if you go over 1 minute in MetLife, it's fucking $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
So it's probably just a nightmare, even though festivals are getting bigger and performances are becoming more important for artists. I just don't think Hot 97 they're not on iHeart, where iHeart can take a budget from another thing and just give it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Emmis still owns them. You let me know.
They do.
Flex with the checks that he gives you. Are they from Mr. Flex or are they from Emmis?
They're from Mr. Flex, but yes, I'm sure Emmis owns them still. Thank you.
F Flex
Yeah.
on your W9.
F Flex.
F Flex is nasty.
F-Flex LLC.
Yeah, I just don't think they have the capital to be able to put together a MetLife show. And the money that artists are getting from festivals right now, they're getting
Yeah.
way over what they typically do when Verizon is hosting a certain festival. Hot 97 probably just doesn't have the money to, one, fund MetLife, two, be able to afford the artists that they want.
I think I'm leaning more towards that. I think the fact that the Summer Jam Festival over the years has not been able to either book the bigger acts.
Mm.
And I think it speaks a lot. I think it speaks to the fact that just hip hop in general is now, the artists that are, I guess click-worthy names, they're just not stadium draws.
Yeah.
They don't draw 80,000 people. It's like the festival stage. This is now like quote unquote festival stage now. This went from a stadium stage to the festival stage that used to be outside of the stadium at MetLife. This is what this feels like now. It's like, okay, we have to condense this. We have to downsize this a little bit, only because, again, a lot of these artists, while they do have records that are, trending on social media and TikTok and things like that, it's not going to draw a stadium-sized crowd to come out paid to see these artists only perform one or two records they have.
Right.
And it just kind of sucks because, Summer Jam is such a staple to us that this has turned into like, one of those nights at the Barclays when they'll put together like a quick lineup, promote it 2 weeks before, sell 20,000 tickets, and
Okay,
it's not, you don't stop what you're doing that year
Right.
the way you may have for Summer Jam before.
All right, well, the lineup, Cardi B is headlining. Shout out to Cardi. Ice Spice, Coi Leray, Glorilla, Lola Brooke, French Montana, Fabio, Little TJ, and the celebration of 50 years of hip-hop with the Locks. And we do assume that the Locks will bring out other acts to join them on stage. So the lineup it's a New York lineup, New York heavy, even though obviously Coi Leray isn't from New York. It's Jersey, same thing. It's our cousin. But so Hot 97 did the right thing in representing New York. The New York artists, supporting New York artists, giving them a stage, giving them the festival. But again, a lot of these artists, to put them in front of 82,000 people and expect them to sell that out, I don't think that it makes sense financially.
So now saying that, right? Seeing how you guys aren't as excited about the lineup, does that say a lot about Hot 97 or how the music world is in New York right now?
That says a lot about the state of music, the state of hip hop.
No, I actually the opposite. I think this speaks how great New York is really doing. Because a few years ago, you couldn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 acts that are from New York and that are relevant, especially to the masses from a radio standpoint. You could do it maybe from an underground standpoint.
No, you could have did 7 artists from New York, but they would have been on the festival stage.
Fair. But I'm saying like relevant to the kids, not just the legacy acts. Like I loved when Summer Jam would just throw Wu-Tang randomly on the lineup. It's great, but that would be the representation for New York that year. Yeah. Because everything was in the South or somewhere else. But I think this speaks great to New York City.
Yeah, but I don't mind Hot 97 Summer Jam not being a New York. I mean, obviously support New York acts if they deserve. Like Cardi's from New York. French is from New York. You know, Fabio, Lil TJ, they're New York. The Lox is from New York. So it's like New York is supported, but I just think that Summer Jam, you know, for whatever reason, a lot of the big artists have their own festivals now. So maybe it's like they don't want to do a Summer Jam anymore because they have their festival this summer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's other festivals. I might be booked for a festival on the West Coast. I might be booked for a festival. I just saw an amazing lineup for Napa.
Blue Note.
Yeah.
I was like,
Blue Note, this is the third year or second year that they have had probably the best.
You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of festivals are popping up where artists already booked and artists are performing. They'd rather touch that stage than
radius clauses too.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, it's a lot of variables involved here. But the downsides to me of the venue is the biggest part. And let's just keep it real. The location is a little.
That's what I wanted to get to after we discussed the lineup. The first thing I saw when it moved to UBS Arena, which is at Belmont, was not, oh shit, they downsized. It was, why did they pick this fucking arena?
NewRoryNMal.